The knock on the hotel room door came at exactly 2:03 in the morning. Soft. Careful. Almost nervous. Ethan Carter slowly opened his eyes, confused by the sound. His 5-year-old daughter Lily was asleep beside him in the hotel bed, clutching her stuffed bunny tightly after another exhausting day. Then came a whisper through the door. "Ethan, it's me. Can I come in? We need to talk." Ethan froze instantly. Because the voice belonged to his boss. Vanessa Whitmore. The powerful CEO who terrified entire boardrooms without raising her voice. The woman who barely smiled. The woman who had spent the last 3 days acting strangely around him and his daughter during the company business trip to Chicago. And now she stood outside his hotel room in the middle of the night sounding like she was about to cry. Ethan quietly stood up and opened the door. The moment he saw Vanessa's face, he knew something was terribly wrong. Before we begin, welcome to Corner of Kind Choices, where emotional stories remind us that kindness still changes lives every single day. If stories like this touch your heart, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and comment where you're watching from. Your support helps this channel continue sharing meaningful stories that inspire people around the world. Now let's begin. Ethan Carter never expected life to become so difficult so quickly. 3 years earlier, his wife Megan had died suddenly from a brain aneurysm at only 30 years old. One ordinary morning, she kissed him goodbye. That evening, she was gone. Since then, Ethan had lived every day trying to hold himself together for their daughter Lily. He worked full-time as a project manager for Whitmore Hotels, one of the biggest luxury hotel companies in America. During the day, he handled impossible deadlines and demanding clients. At night, he rushed home to make dinosaur-shaped pancakes, help with bedtime stories, and comfort a little girl who still cried for her mother sometimes. Money was tight. Sleep was rare. But Ethan loved Lily more than life itself. And somehow, they kept going. Most employees feared Vanessa Whitmore. At 38 years old, she had built her father's struggling hotel company into a billion-dollar empire after his death. Business magazines called her the Ice Queen of Hospitality. She was brilliant. Demanding. Emotionally distant. At least, that was what everyone believed. But Ethan noticed small things others ignored. Vanessa secretly paid for an employee's cancer treatment once. She sent flowers anonymously to workers who lost family members. And every Christmas, she personally funded gifts for employees' children without taking credit. There was kindness inside her. Hidden deeply beneath exhaustion. Everything changed during the annual company conference in Chicago. Ethan originally planned to leave Lily with his neighbor for 3 days, but the neighbor's husband suffered a heart attack at the last minute. Desperate and out of options, Ethan reluctantly brought Lily along. He expected Vanessa to fire him immediately. Instead, when Lily accidentally wandered into a conference room holding crayons and asking where the boring people meeting was happening, something unexpected happened. Vanessa laughed. Not a polite laugh. A real laugh. The entire room nearly stopped breathing in shock. Over the next few days, Lily somehow melted the cold atmosphere around Vanessa completely. She asked innocent questions constantly. Why does everyone wear gray clothes here? Do rich people ever eat chicken nuggets? Why do adults always look stressed in hotels? Vanessa found herself smiling more than she had in years. One afternoon, Ethan apologized awkwardly after Lily spilled apple juice near Vanessa's laptop. "I'm so sorry. She usually behaves better." Vanessa looked at the frightened little girl and surprised herself with her response. "It's just juice." Then she handed Lily a napkin and whispered dramatically, "Let's clean the crime scene before the board members notice." Lily giggled loudly. And something inside Vanessa softened. That evening, Ethan noticed Lily drawing quietly in the hotel restaurant. "What are you making?" he asked. "A happy family." Ethan's smile faded slightly. In the drawing, there were 3 stick figures. Himself, Lily, and a tall woman with dark hair. "Who's that?" he asked carefully. Lily shrugged innocently. "The hotel lady." Ethan nearly choked on his coffee. "Vanessa. She looks lonely," Lily whispered simply. Children often notice truths adults spend years hiding. Over the next 2 days, Ethan began noticing things too. Vanessa always ate dinner alone. She stayed at the office longer than anyone else. And late at night, when she thought nobody was watching, sadness crossed her face so deeply it almost hurt to see. Then came the gala dinner on the final evening. Executives from across the country filled the luxury ballroom. Expensive dresses sparkled beneath crystal chandeliers. Ethan planned to leave Lily upstairs with room service and cartoons. But when Vanessa saw Lily looking disappointed in the hallway, she surprised everyone again. "Bring her downstairs." Ethan blinked. "To the gala? She's quieter than most executives." That night became unforgettable. Lily danced barefoot near the stage. She convinced serious businessmen to color with crayons. And at one point, she dragged Vanessa onto the dance floor in front of hundreds of stunned employees. Vanessa resisted at first. Then slowly, she smiled. A real smile. Ethan stood watching from across the ballroom, feeling something strange in his chest. For the first time in years, Vanessa looked genuinely happy. And for the first time since Megan died, Ethan felt warmth in his own heart too. Later that evening, Lily fell asleep during the event. Vanessa quietly helped Ethan carry her upstairs to the hotel room. When Ethan carefully laid Lily into bed, Vanessa lingered near the doorway. "She's special," Vanessa whispered. Ethan smiled tiredly. "She saved me after my wife died." Vanessa looked down quietly. Then she asked something unexpected. "How did you survive that?" The question sounded personal. Painfully personal. Ethan leaned against the wall. "Honestly? Some days I didn't think I would." Vanessa's eyes filled with emotion briefly before she hid it again. After she left, Ethan couldn't stop thinking about the sadness in her expression. Then came the knock at 2 a.m. Standing outside the room now, Vanessa looked nothing like the powerful CEO everyone feared. Her eyes were red. Her hands trembled slightly. "Can I come in?" she whispered again. Ethan nodded immediately. Vanessa stepped inside quietly, careful not to wake Lily. For several seconds, neither spoke. Then Vanessa finally looked at him. "I got a phone call tonight." Her voice cracked. "My younger brother overdosed." Ethan felt his heart drop instantly. "He's alive," she whispered quickly. "But barely." Vanessa sat down slowly in the chair near the window. And suddenly all the strength disappeared from her face. "My father drank himself to death when I was 25, she admitted softly. "After that, I spent my whole life trying to control everything so nobody could hurt me again." Tears rolled down her cheeks silently. "But my brother kept falling apart anyway." Ethan listened quietly. "I don't know how to help people," she whispered. "I only know how to work." For a moment, the room stayed silent except for the distant sounds of traffic outside. Then Ethan said something simple. "You came here." Vanessa looked confused. "What? You said you don't know how to help people. But you came here because you didn't want to be alone tonight." Her eyes filled again instantly. Ethan handed her a cup of tea from the hotel tray nearby. "My wife used to say kindness isn't about fixing pain," he said softly. "It's about sitting beside someone while they hurt." Vanessa finally broke down crying then. Not loudly. Just years of silent loneliness finally escaping all at once. And Ethan stayed beside her quietly. No judgment. No awkwardness. Just kindness. A few minutes later, little Lily suddenly stirred awake. Sleepily, She looked around. Then she saw Vanessa crying. Without hesitation, Lily climbed out of bed holding her stuffed bunny. "Here," she whispered, handing it to Vanessa. Vanessa blinked in surprise. "My bunny helps when people feel sad." Ethan smiled softly. "You don't have to give her away." Lily shook her head seriously. "Sad people need extra hugs." Vanessa stared at the little stuffed rabbit in her hands. Then she looked at Lily with tears streaming down her face. Nobody had shown her tenderness like that in years. Maybe ever. The next morning, employees noticed something different immediately. Vanessa smiled at staff. She thanked hotel workers personally. And during the conference closing speech, she unexpectedly announced a new company program supporting employees dealing with grief, addiction, and family emergencies. Nobody understood what changed overnight. Only Ethan knew. Weeks later, Vanessa visited Ethan and Lily at their small apartment for dinner. The place was cramped. The furniture mismatched. But laughter filled every corner. At one point, Lily climbed into Vanessa's lap and whispered, "You smile more now." Vanessa laughed softly. "I think you're right." Then Lily said something that stayed with Vanessa forever. "My daddy says broken hearts still work. They just need kindness." Vanessa looked at Ethan across the table. And for the first time in many years, hope quietly entered her life again. Sometimes people think kindness has to be something huge. $1 million donation. A grand speech. A heroic act. But often, kindness is much smaller. A cup of tea at 2 a.m. A listening ear. A stuffed bunny offered by a sleepy little girl. And sometimes, those tiny moments save people in ways the world never sees. Thank you for spending this time with us here on Corner of Kind Choices. And remember this. You never truly know what pain someone is carrying silently. So choose kindness whenever you can. Because even the smallest act of compassion can become the light that helps someone survive their darkest night.